one of the key takeaways from this meeting that we have agreed is every county, our 5 counties will have their events, and then we'll have 3 days of Mulembe Fiesta, which will be done here in Kakamega. We shall have signature events from Bungoma, from Vihiga, from Busia, and of course Trans Nzoia as well as Kakamega. That will be showcased on those 3 days. We intend to have a football match that will be, of course, played on that final day. We intend to have invitations, of course, to have our famous singers in Western who will come there to showcase. We'll have a food fiesta where we'll showcase some of the delicacies that are known in Western. Of course, not forgetting the famous Mukombera, it will be highlighted during that fiesta. This is an event that we are working very closely with the tourism industry, or the ministry. And we are happy that we have been joined here by the chair of Utalii, Bwana Omati. And I'm also glad that Governor Lusaka is here. Governor Otichilo is still on the way, but we'll give him the report. So going forward, of course, we'll expect now the technical committees from the 5 counties now to work on the details. But this is an idea that we felt it is very important to tell our story in terms of what tourist attraction we have, the diversity of our culture that has not been showcased out there, and also to showcase the talent that we have in matters, sports, in drama, and whatever, of course, that can be showcased. That is one of the things that we'll be doing on the 3rd day of, or the 3rd week of December.
What is it we can do differently that we can also raise income? And I was giving an example of Israel, where I came from recently, that it's the only country in the Middle East without oil, but with the highest GDP, based on tourism. There's a lot of tourism going on there. And we also want to dissuade people from the idea that tourism in Kenya is about the Maasai, the Ma, and the coast, the beaches. We now want to get to this western region, the western circuit. What is it we can do? And like my colleague has said, we have agreed on a roadmap on how we are going to get there. There are many things that we can do. I was giving an example of, there's a myth that Elijah Masinde, whom everybody knows, who was one of our liberators who fought, kicked a ball and the ball disappeared. So we just mark a place and say this is where the ball was kicked, and it never came back. There are stories like Wachie Wanaumba, somebody. The stories, the narratives that were there, for example, they predicted that there will be a big snake that will come from that other side and it will be picking people. Then it ends up being a trail. Those kind of things are what we want to showcase. And every county is very rich in its own ways. So as we do it in our own counties, eventually we'll collapse all that into one major event so that everybody the world over know that this is happening in Western Kenya and this is what we have. If it can be done in the US, the other day when we saw something like a big activity that was happening in the US about Mulembe, why are we not doing it ourselves here? And we have a lot of talent, dance, that my colleague has also talked about Mukombera, the African Viagra. So this is now in Mukombera. We'll market Mukombera and even we'll find it in the supermarkets. Selling Kamahalange. Kamahalange is what we use for making busa. We'll want that also on supermarket shelves. You eat and you go. So a lot of these things, that day will be there. So this was just an inaugural meeting, and we are looking forward to even greater and bigger things going forward.